What's up guys, welcome back, Maverick here with another episode of Sonny Boy. So, not much to recap from the last episode. At this point in time, we can't really say we figured out the formula for the series and whatnot. If my guess is correct though, perhaps in this episode we are going to be seeing another kind of strange phenomenon, if you will. And then we're going to be introduced to a few more other characters. We're going to have to solve the problem, solve the mystery, and then maybe there will be some sort of moral lesson or life lesson put in there as well. Beyond that, can't really say anything else, so let's just get into the episode and see what happens. Alright, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Ah, monkeys? Okay. Or some kind of animal. What are you doing? Taking a leap of faith? What? Okay, so it's not... Yeah, this guy definitely... No, my romance radar is sort of tingling. I definitely feel like there are some kinds of feelings back and forth. Hey! Yep, it's Nagara's ability. Gorilla? I think this guy's power, who just needs to order something and then get everything that he needs. Robinson plan. Robinson Crusoe, I guess. Well, like I said before, right? The fact that they're all here in the first place is probably because Nagara is, how can I put this? He has some doubts for the future, I feel. I don't remember. Oh, Little League Town. Okay, so that's like back in elementary school or something. Ace? Alright. Is he the main character for this episode? Oh, by the way, it's Onishisaru's birthday. Happy birthday! Right? The voice actor of Nozomi. Oof, home run. What? What? What the hell is this guy on about? What? He's not gonna catch it, is he? Yep. Ah, he's embarrassed. Okay, Cap! Cap! Chill, dude. Chill. Ugh, this dude. We all have that friend, don't we? Wow. He literally talked all the way until the sunset. What? These. Alright. Oh, so is this guy Ace? Okay. Sure, Shanghai is his girlfriend? And these two certainly hit it off of each other. So whose power is this again? So these three. Yeah, Nagara is just way too pessimistic and passive. Hmm? I'm... Oh, he is called Ace. Oh, that was a good ball. I wonder if it has something to do with Nozomi, right? I I don't quite get this. Like, what is this trying to make a play on? Is this like some sort of reference? I am absolutely clueless about all this. I don't really watch much baseball, so... Look at Mizo. What incarnation is this dude on about? I feel like this is a reference to some sort of real world event, right? Like some legendary pitcher or whatnot. The truth is the truth. You know, funnily enough, I actually found myself being drawn into this story. Hmm. I have to say, that was actually kind of a compelling story at the end. Oh, sorry. Actually, Ace's girlfriend is probably not Shanghai. Shanghai's probably another girl, but anyways. Ooh. You know, the fact that Nozomi is even actually able to hit a ball from someone who is supposedly about to make the jump into the pro league. I wonder what the... Is he going to pitch balls from now on? Or... Mm. Yep. Ball. Mm. I like how even though they're having this kind of conversation, you know, the background music is just dun 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 dun. Okay. This story has suddenly gotten trippy real quick. Is the batter? No, the base. Oh. No, for some reason, nothing is really happening, but I'm oddly drawn into the story. Yarittai. I like how everybody's just... How does... Then it doesn't work? Or what? Oh. Hmm? Our teacher? What exactly did we see this episode? What? Oh, it's Kakuma Eye? Okay. Okay. Anyways, see you guys after this. Well, okay guys, that was certainly something, right? That was an episode. You know, it sounds kind of stupid to say it this way, but honestly, there's very few times when I watch through an entire episode of anime and I don't have much to say about it. I don't know what to say about it, but it's not for the lack of interest in it and the fact that, you know, nothing really happens or whatnot. In fact, I was very, very intrigued by this episode, and I was quite drawn into the entire story as well. I was trying to see, like, what the build-up was leading towards and what exactly the payoff would be. And would you say that I was satisfied? I don't quite think so, but yet at the same time, I'm not exactly left dissatisfied, if that actually makes any sense, right? I think the only other times I've watched an episode of anime and kind of felt the same way as well, where, you know, you feel like there's some sort of concept hiding amongst everything, right? And it's wrapped in a very compelling sort of narrative format and whatnot, and yet you can't quite put your finger on it to see what exactly it's talking about. And what I'm referring to here is like episodes from the Monogatari series, right? That's a series that I do love very much, but, you know, there are some times within it where there are individual episodes. They try to go through a particular concept or whatnot that is, you know, you really have to think about it, right? And not necessarily reach a good conclusion. Like, different people can have different interpretations of it, or, you know, you might just not be able to combine it into one cohesive, coherent thought, right? And I feel like that's kind of the same for this as well. And don't like I said, don't get me wrong. This is actually really compelling. Like you guys saw my reaction initially when Cap was going off about like some sort of monkey leagues and monkeys playing baseball and whatnot. I was like, dude, what the hell are you talking about? But then as it grew on, and as he started to talk more and more about like a specific event and you know, bringing in the context of that particular time, of that particular game and whatnot, and also the delivery of it, even though it wasn't really delivered forcefully, it wasn't developed in a very emphatic kind of way, there's just some, you know, there is this sort of almost poem-like quality to what he was saying and whatnot. It actually kind of reminds me of a very famous baseball poem. I think it's called Cassie at the Bat? Cassie at the Bat, right? Which is a very famous baseball poem as well, and it kind of gives me that kind of feeling, right? It's kind of telling a story in a sort of poem-like format, and you know, Japanese is kind of funny because a lot of Japanese sentences, they can naturally form into a sort of poem-like structure because they always end in you know, they always end in one of the in one of the vowels, but it's just, I don't know, I really liked the delivery, and by the end of it, I was really drawn into the story as well. I was like, okay, what exactly is going to happen, and you know, what exactly is the payoff? How is it going to affect the current real world story that we see right now, right? So yeah, but you know, that is the big question, right? What exactly is it trying to say here? And especially, you know, you could argue that this might have a much more grander motive, right? Especially at the end there with Nagara saying, "Hey, what was killed was not just the Empire, right? It wasn't just the rage of people killing the Empire that was all that died that day, but also the game of baseball, right? Because at that point, people were not actually just watching the game of baseball for the game of baseball, but they were actually being shaped into trying to support a hero of some sort, right? So, you know, you could make the argument that maybe this is trying to make a statement towards justice or you know, what is right, what is wrong, righteousness, all that kind of stuff. Certainly you can, I think that would be an obvious takeaway from all this, but at the same time, I do wonder, right, is this series actually going to try and delve into that sort of societal concepts, you know, on that sort of magnitude, like actual social problems and whatnot? Because my initial premise of this entire thing was still that it's talking more about a coming of age kind of story, right? It's talking about these young adolescents, they especially Nagara, trying to navigate these troubling times and you know, reach adulthood, right? And you know, everything that comes with that as well. So my interpretation of this is actually more so in line with what Nagara's conversation with Cap was at the end there, right? With Cap basically saying, "Hey, you know, I know that I'm never going to make it big in baseball, right? It's a huge passion of mine, but I'm never going to be able to go anywhere towards it. But that's okay, right? I just want to play baseball for the sake of playing baseball because it's a passion of mine. I'm not really trying to get a career out of this. I'm not really trying to get, you know, like a scholarship, a college education or whatnot out of this. I'm just playing it because for the sake of playing it." So tied in with what my initial premise about this becoming a sort of coming of age story, I do wonder if maybe an interpretation of this can be drawn towards you know, basically telling us to keep our sort of childlike innocence in a way, right? Maybe we're too caught up on, okay, becoming an adult, you have these responsibilities, you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do that, you're supposed to, and you know, this constant sort of how can I put this? You know, those with talent, right? Those with talent and are hardworking and so on and so forth, they get successful in life, and you know, those that without talent, because there's definitely this kind of issue in here as well, particularly with Ace versus Nagara, right? Ace is basically like, you know, I'm the talented guy, so I should be the one who has everything, and society should reward me and whatnot, and I should be able to live a great life, and so on and so forth, right? Whereas I feel like the counterpoint to this is that, hey, you know, I don't want to be great. I just want to live life and enjoy life and do things that I want to do, right? And maybe that is the sort of moral of the story, if you will, right? For for the purposes of Nagara, for the other students as well, and potentially for those that are watching this anime, right? You know, it's fine to strive to be great, but at the same time, it's also fine to just, you know, live your life, chill, and just do things you want to do, enjoy life, right? Who says that becoming an adult means you have to give up on this? You know, you have to deal with the realities of and what society, or you know, what your parents or whatnot you know, put on you, right? You're supposed to like get married, you're supposed to get educated, maybe have a college education, you're supposed to graduate, get a good job. Once you get a good job, then you need to get married, you need to buy a house and whatnot, you need to have kids and provide for them, and so on and so forth, right? And that's basically how you know, how we should live our life. So maybe this is actually taking a stance against it, just from that kind of matter, and maybe not really so much from a more making a bigger sort of you know, ideological statement of some sort, right? Where you know, like I said, you could argue that maybe this is a sort of pushback against you know, populist opinions, populist leaders, that kind of thing, right? Where you're trying to you know, just because you have the voice of the people or the vocal voices behind you, that doesn't necessarily make a wrong thing right? I think you could also argue it into this kind of situation here. But you know, for me, like I said, I want to keep this series simple. I want to keep it for, yeah, these are basically just these students who are about to graduate from high school and so on and so forth. So that is how I'm going to choose to interpret it at this point, right? Maybe later on we will have some more and more evidence of these kinds of social problems and philosophies and whatnot. But at this point, I'm still trying my best to fit all of this into, you know, the framework that I already had. And you know, because you first have to have the framework to have something to work with, right? So anyways, hopefully that makes sense to you guys. And as for the rest, you know, the character interactions and whatnot is definitely quite fun. I still feel like there's like a very special kind of relationship going on between Nagara and Asakaze and Mizuho and Nozomi, right? Like, you know, very, very kind of weird. There's arrows pointing in all directions, right? We need to make like a four-way relationship chart in regards to all this. But anyways, that's for later. We are only on episode 4 anyways, so yeah, very, very intriguing, very, very interesting. Let me know what you guys think about this and how you interpret the situation, right? Like what you got from this episode and so on and so forth. And by the way, is this, you know, monkey story, is this picture story really referring to a real life sort of story or incident? Because I tried to quickly look up, like, you know, near perfect games or whatnot in at least in the US and Japan, but I wasn't really able to dig up everything that was kind of like this situation. Like, sure, there were some near perfect games that did not turn out to be perfect games, you know, some due to just the picture error, some due to the empire error and whatnot, but no, I haven't seen anything that refers to this kind of specific situation where it was, you know, very, very clearly the right call, but then you know, obviously I don't think there's really an incident where the Empire was killed, but maybe the Empire was booed and ostracized and you know, was harassed or whatnot for making the right call and right decision, right? I don't quite and in the context of the picture almost hitting a perfect game. So if there is an actual reference to this, do let me know. If not, well, hey, it's still a compelling story, right? So anyways, thank you guys. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.